Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you for coming to spend a bit of time with me today. If you're a new subscriber, please say hello in the comments. I'd love to welcome you personally, and it's really interesting to know where in the world you are viewing from. So this week's video is all about 5 ways to prepare for a long haul flight. For me, I think a long haul flight is determined by anything that's more than 5-6 hours, especially if it's going to be an overnight flight. And over the years, I like to think that I have managed to set myself up really well in terms of trying different things and learning what works best in terms of preparing me the best way possible, because let's face it, long haul travel does take its toll on you, and I think that I help prevent jet lag and minimize any stomach issues you can sometimes get when you travel, and overall prepare myself mentally and physically ready for the journey ahead so that I can thoroughly enjoy myself when I get to the other end. So I've broken down the 5 ways into, first of all, we're going to look at some skin prep, and then I want to share with you a new app I found, which I'm trialing, and some supplements and a few snacks and my essentials that I will take on board with me. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'll also share the type of travel outfit that I will wear. So in terms of skin prep, which I'll do a few days before I travel, I like to try to do a couple of fake tans on my face. I might do one on my body, but I'll also do sort of 4 and 2 days before I go, some self-tan which I'll mix into my evening moisturiser and put that on my face, because I like to travel with no makeup. So that helps give a little bit of colour to my face, and I don't feel so bad going out with nothing at all, and I feel like I've just got a little bit of a glow. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is getting in as much moisture as possible before I get on the plane. So, you know, when you travel, you really feel like all the moisture is just sucked out of you. So I will do a couple of moisturising face masks in the lead up to going, and I just put those on, like the one I'm going to drop in a picture of. And it's a very rich, intense moisturiser that you put on at night before you go to sleep, and just wash your face as normal in the morning. So that's a really easy, quick tip. So the second way that I'm preparing is with a new app that I discovered called Time Shifter. Now I can't give you a full review on this yet because I'm literally just trialing it. So I'll have to give you a bit of a rundown once I've used it. But basically it works to help prepare you for your new time zone. And the first plan it gives you for free, and then after that it's £21.99, that is, a year. So I guess it depends how much you travel, whether it would be worth it or not, and I will let you know how it goes and if it does make a difference. But basically you put in your flight details all the way there and all the way back. So it asks for what flights you're traveling and any connections you might get. You put all of that in, and then it will come up with a plan for you to help you adjust to your destination time zone and get your circadian rhythm going. So it will indicate when you should sleep. So you might be bringing your bedtime slightly forward or backward depending on where you're going. It will indicate whether you should be exposing yourself to bright light or a sort of moderate light. Also it will indicate when you should stop caffeine, and for those of you who are in the States and have access to melatonin, it also gives you the option of using melatonin as well. So I will promise to report back to you on that as well. When we travel, it can really disrupt that delicate balance of the good and bad bacteria in our stomach, and particularly if you're eating unfamiliar foods. So the first supplement that I take is one called OptiBac, but this one is especially formulated for travel abroad to hot countries, and it helps really nourish all the good bacteria within you. And so I take this about 3 to 5 days before I travel. I'll continue it while I'm away, and then I'll take it for a couple more days once I'm home as well. And then that helps to keep my stomach nice and stable and ensure that I've got lots and lots of good bacteria going on in there, so I won't get any upset stomachs. I also like to take vitamin C when I'm travelling because it helps to boost my immune system. You know, when you're travelling on a plane, you're enclosed in that tube and there can be lots of germs flying around. So I like to take some vitamin C before I go and when I get off the plane, and then again I'll do it before I get on the plane to come home, and again when I'm back home. So I like to take these sachets because they're really convenient, and also this is liposomal vitamin C, so it's a bit more gentle and it's much more easily absorbed, and it gives a really good boost. And I think your body goes under so much stress when you travel. You know, you can be delayed, you can be going through security, having a stressful time. There's just so many different ways, and this helps to fight that stress as well. And of course, boost your immune system and bolster the defense against any germs that you might encounter. And the third supplement, which if you watch my channel I've spoken about many times, are my electrolytes. So again, I tend to go for these ones because they come in these handy sachets, so they're really easy to pack. And then if you're buying a bottle of water at the airport, you can just tip the sachet in, give it a shake, and then you've got your mix. So these are great in terms of, generally I find they support me and give me energy, and it really helps to up your hydration levels and helps better absorb key nutrients within the body. So I think taking these just gives me that bit of energy, and if I feel a bit sluggish the next day after travel, I can take one of these with some water, and yeah, it will help pick me up a bit. And I think it helps prevent headaches as well, which you can get often when you travel because you're getting that extra hydration in you. The third thing that I will make sure I do is to pack a few snacks, and I tend to buy these before I get to the airport. So my go-tos are this Tummy Loves trail mix, and it's just basically filled with some nuts and sort of nut clusters and little bits of dried mango, papaya, that kind of thing. So I just think it's really useful no matter whether you're traveling economy, first class, anything like that. I think if you're delayed and you get hungry and you can start to feel a bit sick, it's really nice to be able to just grab a bit of protein and something to munch on to keep you going, rather than automatically reaching for something that might actually not serve you so well in the long run. So I think it's useful to have something like that with you. And I can't help resist take a little bit of chocolate, but I try to go for one. This one is just brilliant. I love it. It's called Hu, and it has no artificial sweeteners and no emulsifiers, which is key for me. No soy, no gluten, no palm oil, etc. It's got none of the bad stuff that can be in a lot of chocolate bars. And because it's a dark chocolate, I'll only have like 1 or 2 squares. But again, it's just if you're feeling you need a little something, or if you've had a long flight and you're knackered, you've then got to get in to a taxi or a bus and you've got another long journey. I think having little things like this can really help to keep you going and give you that energy that you need to get to your final destination. So finally, before we get on to the travel outfit, let me share my essentials with you that I will take on board to make for a more comfortable flight. I will take some compression socks with me, the flight socks that you wear, and I will put those on once I'm on board and not take them off until just before we land. And I think those are really essential in helping with prevention of blood clots and to keep the blood moving through your body when you're sitting still for so long. I will also try to do some exercises and move about the cabin every couple of hours. Just do a few things like rocking back and forth up onto your toes and back down, doing ankle rolls, things like that. I'll maybe try and film a short at some point with a few ideas that you can do while you're on board in terms of some movement in your legs and feet to support your cardiovascular system. I will also take eye drops because my eyes get really, really dry. I wear contacts, but I don't travel with contacts when I'm flying. I just wear my glasses. But eye drops are essential to moisturise the eye, and particularly if you've had a sleep and you wake up and they just feel really scratchy, it's nice to have some eye drops with you. And a lip balm as well, because again, you can just get so dry. So that's another essential I take, along with noise cancelling headphones, which are the ultimate essential to just drown out that background noise, the engine noise. I mean, personally, I don't mind the engine noise so much, but people moving about the cabin when you might want to just try and zone out, go into your own little world. And I will download podcasts before I go as well. It's an opportunity to listen to those, catch up with those. And you might prefer to take a book. I tend to take a book as well. I might also take a journal or a notebook, because I think it's an ideal time really to just sit there and have some peace and quiet and have some creativity. And so I'll often use that as time to sort of map out things like YouTube videos, what I might want to do, or any ideas I have for work and that sort of thing. And it's just the perfect time to sit quietly and reflect. So then I also have some chewing gum with me, because I think it's nice to, just before you get off the flight or in the middle of the flight, if your mouth's a bit dry, sometimes having a bit of chewing gum helps. I will pack a eye mask, so one of those silk sleep masks that you can put on to block out the light. So, they do that really annoying thing when you're on a night flight, and particularly if you're not up at the front end of the plane, and they will open all the shutters and start, milling about. And if you want to sleep a little bit longer, then having an eye mask is really good. And it also indicates that, don't come to me with food, I just want to sleep. So, and the eye masks that you take, which are the cosmetic ones, which you can put underneath your eyes, they're just really refreshing. So again, just before I land, I might put that on just to sort of wake myself up a bit, and it helps get rid of any puffiness here. And then they're also useful when you get to the other end. If the next morning you wake up and you're feeling a bit puffy, putting those on while you're getting ready in the morning before you go down for breakfast, that's a really good tip. And then finally, I will have some sort of big scarf which I'll use as a blanket. and I can wrap that round me because you know it often gets cold on the plane, so I'll take that with me as well, along with of course some hand sanitizer. So finally, as promised, I also want to share with you the type of travel outfit that I would wear. So I want to wear something very comfortable and warm, but I will also layer because you can get hot going through the airport, you can get hot when you get to the destination, so it's really important for me to have lots of different layers. So I'll wear some sort of jersey trouser, and that keeps me warm, and my feet I will put on trainers. I tend to try and wear whatever the heaviest shoe is because of weight with carrying onto the plane. So yes, I'll wear a trainer and some sort of hoodie that's nice and warm, and underneath that I will have like a thin black top which is warm. Black always hides anything you might spill as well if you're travelling. And then under that I'll have some form of t-shirt or vest top, so that when I get to the other end, if it's hot, I can take that off and still be comfortable. If you enjoyed the video, then please do give it a thumbs up, and if you can leave a comment, it helps YouTube know to recommend the video to others who might be looking for some helpful advice with preparing for a long haul trip. So the other thing is, do you struggle with packing your liquids if you're only taking carry-on? If you do, then come back next week and I'm going to share with you the liquids that I take, so covering what I take for skincare and shampoo and things like that, and any makeup that classes as a liquid. So I will look forward to catching up with you then, and you have a good week. Bye.